That wasn't even a young kudu bull. Looks like it was a fairly large kudu bull. Skull by the looks of things. Think you come in? Interesting bird coming overhead. Definitely seen the remains on the ground. Nothing. No way of knowing how things are working. Maybe. It's okay, don't worry, go. Again. I want to get Okay, there we go. So it was a sub-adult male kudu. Trying to carry that. Only the top of the skull. Most of the skull is and well, legs are still a little bit orange, and its coat is still a bit brown, a little bit scruffy. Not quite adult colours yet. Not quite full adult colours. Gonna want some of that. Okay, so quite often with the pride of lion, especially when you have youngsters. I'm not saying she's a youngster, but you very often will find that one of them will take a piece of, and it's often the skull, sometimes the tail, the coveted item. And so it's not so much a case of feeding and actually getting sustenance as much as it is, I suppose, in a way, pretending to enjoy something that clearly there's not really that much coming off of it. It's more interesting question coming from wonderful to hear from you. Would the kudu use his horns in defense? It'd certainly try, but of course with a number of lion like this, you see, it would probably take just one cat to sort of restrain him, and the others would be so close that they would probably be, if it was like a lioness taking on a kudu bull, he would have much better chance of defending himself. But under the circumstances, if he were to try and defend himself with his horns facing at least one of the cats, other cats would be then coming around from behind and pulling him down. And with a number of cats like this, I would imagine that they'd be pretty close for this kudu so quickly that I doubt whether it would have made any difference, or I doubt whether he would have had a chance to be able to use the horns. But in some cases, yes, in fact in many cases, kudu will try and back themselves off into a bush or something, and most definitely try and defend themselves. Diana wants to know when, I think it must have been maybe during the night or very early this morning. I would have to defer to some of the viewers hang on a sec. Somebody getting up. She's a big girl. How many total Talala breakaways? There were only I could only see a couple of them. Let's see what happened here. Oh, just stood on a thorn. Wanting to come and get a piece of the trophy. There's a yellow-billed stork that's landed as well behind us. We're going to get a look at that later. The battery is still in the tree. The battery is gone. Just flew away. Has gone. Has left. Lynn wants to know if there are any youngsters or they're all adults. There are some adults. I can see a young one or two. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Mark, yeah? Yeah, I copied. Quite a bit of a commotion now. The hippos are making their way around the little island in the middle of the dam. You'll see going past the heron. There's the yellow bull stalk just to the left of the heron, but now others are starting to come. Unbelievable how fast hippo can move in water. But I think most of the fight is over. Must have been a bit of a dispute over space. There's a question from Anna Marie in New Jersey about the cats. Do lions get into squabbles for the remains of a carcass? Sometimes they do, Anna Marie. Sometimes when there is very little left. In fact, I can't help but say it depends, because sometimes on a very big carcass, they first make the kill and they're hungry and they all want to get a piece of it, no matter how big it is, even if it's a giraffe. So at first there's always a squabble, but as far as the remains are concerned, if it's a very the only remains there are the pelvis that we can see now, still articulated pelvis, part of the vertebra, most of the lumbar vertebra and cervical vertebra. What we're looking at on the left, we're missing on the right, because finally that one's broken a piece off of probably the base of the horns, piece of the skull. She's definitely carrying it like a trophy. It's almost like as though she's taunting them. Get around there. When it is a small carcass, right now, the one that was coming in was waiting for its turn at the skull, is now chewing what's going on. But this one was waiting her turn, so she's now got the base of the horn, or the base of the horns and a piece of the skull. They seem to have chewed most of the skull away, but you can see what makes these different to deer. You can see how much of a part of the skull the horns actually are. To be waiting their turn to chew on the base of that, the top of the skull, the base of the horns. See if the other one, she looks like finally broke a piece off of, and she's now chewing on it. There are some youngsters here, some sub-adults. There's some that look like maybe 6-8 month old cubs, if I'm not mistaken. Activity with this female taking a piece and parading it through the pride. Some of them were sitting up and taking notice. A little boy lying there. rolling onto his back. He's not even a year, I don't. Youngsters. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus that one back there, 11. Maybe. So difficult to get to see all of them. So now what I suspected was from the back of the skull, it's this line. The vertebra that attaches to the back of the skull. And what looks like could be C2 and 3. Trying to get it. Look how she's looking at you all over the top of her nose. Very rough tongue, trying to lick the meat off of the bones. Maybe if I just go a little bit back. Come Wendy, a little bit back. No more gravity. Be here. Pardon? You okay here? Okay. Just pull. Oh, the gravity's finally working. 1, 2. Try to do another count now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe 13. Seems my push telegraph's not working anymore. And she's had enough. Is she going back to this? She's going to lie down. I think I better move. We can get another view now, because we don't really have much of a view except a tail. Not even a twitching tail. Let's move a little. Wah. I'm going to turn around. 5, 6, 7 over there. Oh, there's 7 just through there. Wait, Andrew. Bear with me for a sec.
It's okay.
Count that one. Eating. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 here. 13. Call it maybe 13 cats. But we are hard pressed to get a view of all of them. Is that good? Four lionesses that are about 6 years old. They were sired by the Mapojos, by the way. And then 9 sub-adults. That's from Blair in New Zealand. Thank you, Blair. Much appreciated for the information. Somewhat oblivious to the noise at the lodge. other than any other reason. But even if it were night time, no, the hippo would exit the water and go feeding. That there might be a confrontation. Remember, the lion are only here one small patch. There are a lot of places for the hippos to go that won't make them cross paths with the cats if they were still here tonight. But it would be an interesting thing to come. So they might move elsewhere to lie down, but they're not likely to go very far. In fact, if anything, they're most likely going to stay here because they will wake up later and they will be thirsty. And so it's quite likely that they might be around when the hippo do come out this evening to go grazing. But I don't think the hippo will be too concerned with them. I don't think the lion are not going to take on an adult hippo. Well, hippos get very protective over their young. Karen in Holland is saying the lion are pretty close to the people at the lodge. Is it not dangerous for the people who are staying there? Not really, Karen. Hugging itself. As long as the people stay in the lodge, it's very important that when you are guests in the bush, you don't go wandering off on your own. It's one of the, I suppose, a very pertinent question, given the cats are here and how many times people do wander off from a lodge. Because out of sight, out of mind, they might think that and well, you wouldn't see these cats if you were wandering from the lodge right now until you stumbled upon them. If the lion were to walk through the camp, which they can do and which has happened, especially I've been in camps all over Africa that haven't had fences, they have to be immersed in the wildlife experience. So you have elephant and sometimes even lion in camp. But it's very important that guests get a very, very strict briefing and they adhere to rules. And you do have staff that look out for guests. I suppose the one saving grace is that lions don't see us as prey. They might see us, might be an ingrained to them, because humans have been around for as long as lions have been around, just about. So they know exactly what we are. And if anything, they're more afraid of us now than ever before. There are places in Africa and Asia with more leopards and communities live on the verges of wildlife areas where there are no fences, and lion have been known, and leopards for that matter, and tigers in Asia have been known to prey on humans because they get a taste for it. So what I'm saying about the dynamics of humans and lions is only really going for here in the Sabi Sand. I can't say that lion elsewhere will behave this. They often see guys on foot. They've been watching people while they were visible while the lodge was visible to those that were down there. They were watching people move around. They made no move to go and attack those people, and those people made no move to come and chase the lion. So there's this sort of status quo that exists, that if you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. The operations that they have here in the Sabi Sand, generally it's pretty safe for the guests because the lion don't see the humans as either too much of a danger, or they certainly don't see them as prey. Having said that, at night time it's very important to look after your guests. It's very important for the guests to be seen back to their rooms if there are lion about, even if there are fences around the lodge. Sometimes fences don't hold things like cats. I think we're going to start making our way elsewhere. we're going to try and come back to these cats later. But goodbye, pussycat. Leaving. Is there any station with that lock on parallel? Only. Anyone still mobile on Safari now? Any idea what happened in England? Copy, thank you. Go ahead. Negative. Okay, copy it. I can try. Anyone copy? Okay, darling. Okay, copy. So confirm up parallel from zebra. Okay, copy. I'm on my way. Copy, thanks. Okay, coming Impala. So I'm just consulting my map here. Hello, Mr. Impala. We might be able to get to see a leopard, even if it's a little one. Ryan. Oh, no way. They are on another radio channel because the leopard sighting has been very busy and we don't have that channel. So fortunately relaying information to me, and maybe on our way home we might get a chance to see a cat, another cat. I get a 2-cat morning. Andrew coming. Morning, Andrew. Anything happening up north? Okay, thanks. Nothing on Gowrie. I'm on Ellie. I'm heading towards Zebra Drive. Yeah, from. I left open lock, but I think Sean might be. I'm not sure. I just heard someone say that Sean. I think Cedric said Sean was there. Go. Yeah, I'm coming up to Zebra Drive from Ellie. Many thanks. Yeah, just on the eastern side of the dam.
Oh, okay. Thanks so much.
Bye. Now I'm not going to tell you who this leopard is if we get to see it. I want to see it. Should be close by. Tire tracks off the road. Copy, thank you. Copy that, thanks a lot. Hope you stay on the channel. Yeah, okay. Oh, look at that gorgeous. It is just too beautiful. You got a clear shot through there.
No, I've got no shot.
Yeah?
I've got no shot.
No, I've got to go forward a little bit. Can try a little bit further, but
That's right there.
no, just there for now.
I don't think I've seen this leopard before.
I don't think you've seen this leopard before.
I haven't.
Try again, Nikki. Put your head this side to sleep. I'm going to go forward a little because you might get a slightly more open view in front of these leaves. Angle. Yeah. I can get you about 1 out of 5 now. Perfect timing now that we've been sitting with the lion for a while, that we can enjoy this child.
really small.
Yes, it is rather small. There was a question earlier that came from Simon in Australia. Hello, Simon. I want to know why people are asked to wear neutral coloured clothing. Is it so that the bright colours don't attract animals? It's not so much that attracting animals, Simon. It's more a case of chasing animals away. Go ahead, Andrew. There's a lot of fallen leadwood and other tuhuni there, and then they're lying up in the quarry between the dam and the road. You should see a lot of umkonzo formovers heading off. Zebra. It's not Tabuti, it's quarry thicket. Sorry, Simon is just trying to guide Andrew into that lion sighting. A lot of people come to a hot climate and they bring white clothes because white, of course, reflects heat. It is a very cool color to wear in a hot climate, but of course, out here in the bush, white stands out. But it is also used in flag signaling by animals to warn of danger, and I've noticed often bright colors, well, because it's just so visible, but you also, there are going to be insects that will come to bright colors, but more than being attractive, it is going to be a bit of a deterrent. Neutral colors, so that one tends to blend in with the surroundings. And sometimes when you're sitting still and you've got neutral colors on, as long as you sit still, nothing's going to see you. But even wearing white, or even black for that matter, or red, even sitting still, those colors are highly visible. Even for animals that supposedly see monochrome, remember they're not just seeing monochrome, they're seeing different tones and different hues, so they are able to pick up different things. So, wonder, anybody come through with an answer on who this little cat is? Giving you a good clue because it's a little cat. I do about 2 out of 5 now, Nikki, if you can hear me. Only just. Oh, little one's sneaking off. Pretending to stalk away, sneaking away. I'm inclined to leave it because it's not, doesn't have adult supervision. Let's see. See it again. I didn't even get a photo of it sitting on that tree because I couldn't even see it. We only had one little gap for the camera.
There we go.
Yeah, lying in the grasses now. Mum must have gone off somewhere. Now I've given you another clue. I don't even know if it has a name yet. Lying in the grasses looking at the world. Not an easy thing to find. She's stalking us. We're going to hide in this thicket now. From what I heard on the radio, I'm going to start heading back to Djuma. I don't think there is anyone else coming here, but just in case, I'm just going to ask on the radio. But this cub looks quite nervous, and are there any stations still coming to the Zingwe? Okay, copy. I'm going to leave this Ingwe open, lock. See, we'll just sneak off away from it. And that way it gets to know that it's not being hounded, it's not being stressed by the vehicle. So now an elephant to close. Is that okay? Let's see if the elephants comply. And elephant. And the elephant. And elephant. reminds me of that Monty Python skit, and elk. So we've still got a couple of leopards to look for. I think at least one around Gowrie Dam somewhere. Later today. Thank you, Arathusa, crossing back over to Gowrie. Have been found up north. Also evidently listening to it as it's in my ear. So the Kahumas up on Buffalo's Hook, it sounds like they might have also made a kill last night, but no clear. Oh, very big snake track. Wow, that's huge. Big snake just went in here. Move that amount of sand and to make that kind of track. It's a fairly large snake, mamba or a cobra. Hello everyone, being cut line now, there are leopard tracks here. I suspect they're the same leopard tracks that I found this morning through all the way north into Buffalo's Hook. But there was another leopard. Unless it's the same leopard that walked around in some very big circles. I doubt it. I very much doubt it. cat didn't even go towards Treehouse Dam. It's like two cats in. And just to answer a few people that we weren't getting too much signal there for radio contact to get questions and things with Shadow's cub. But clearly there must have been viewers who identified it as Shadow's cub. It is indeed Shadow's cub. The cub is fine, it's going to be safe, especially now it's going to be left alone for most of the day. She'll probably come back to it. It's perfectly normal. Sometimes a leopard will leave her cub for days whilst she goes off hunting. Controlling territory, and the cub should be perfectly okay to get out through exactly this. And well, sometimes unfortunate things do happen, but most part, it's a little bit late in the morning. I thought maybe because it was quite cool they might be out, but maybe it's because it is cool that they're in. Could be that if it was hotter, they might be out of the den. They're coming past the hyena den just in case they were here. It would have been nice to sort of end off with another predator. We will come past. We will come by here again. Sorry, flies in my mouth.
Fly City.
Fly City. Fly Central. Like an airport for flyers. With no traffic control. Okay children, we will see you later then, I guess. Later or in the morning. It's the weekend, they're home from school. It is Friday today, isn't it? Yes, tomorrow will be weekend. You don't have days to differentiate each other. Other than, oh, we saw elephants today, or we saw lion and a baby leopard today. That was today. Not that it's a Friday at the end of the week. But for those of you who are either waking up to your new Friday or you're still on Thursday nights, enjoy the last day of the week. Enjoy your weekend coming up. We will be here for you this weekend. We are going to try and get Jigga up and running as soon as we can. It is quite an unusual part that needs to be replaced. It is a thermostat housing. And it is in the water line. The cooling system. So without it, the engine can't be cooled, and so it can't be moved. So we're hoping that we can source a housing. Well, it's been fun coming back. I only had a glimpse of lion back home. I don't know if I told you about that this morning. Maybe it'll have to wait for this afternoon. They saw a lion coming in to visit me and leaving when they left. But I didn't get to see them. The lion, I mean, saw my friends. Spent the afternoon with me. Little bits of blue sky coming in. Let's see what the day will bring. My name is Mark and Andrew has been on camera. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Nikki. From all of us here at Wild Earth, thank you for joining us. We'll see you 3 o'clock, remember? 3 o'clock, not 4 o'clock. We're an hour earlier in the afternoon. 3 o'clock Central African time this afternoon. And we shall see you then. Love you lots. Goodbye. Goodbye.